What's going on, guys? This is David. Welcome back to the channel. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, helps us get this information out about this investing world. So yeah, man, I really appreciate that. So look, I ain't gonna waste your time. Let's get right into it. Let me hit the share real quick. And we're looking at the market today. And let's start off with the Dow. Just a little recap. Dow was down today. Only down 36 points today. Not bad. We consider that kind of trading flat. Not bad at all. S&P finished the day up 15 points here. Pretty decent day. Not too bad of an increase today. Anytime it's in the green, we'll take that. But here's my baby right here. This is my baby right here. Whenever I see green here, I know my portfolio has done well for the day. And as you see, the Nasdaq was up 124 today. 124 points, which is a great day, right? So I'll take that any day. A lot of my major stocks or investments are tied to the Nasdaq, so I'll take that any day. I ran through those others pretty quick, but let's take a look, right? So you have funds that follow the Dow, the S&P, the Nasdaq, right? So let's just take a look at how the Nasdaq has been performing this year, right? So very simple, just scroll across the last 5 days. As the market starts to recover, the Nasdaq is up 3%. Over the last month, up 2%. And the reason I like to do this, right, because you try to encourage more people to invest. As people, most people just like to put their money in savings, right? So, as we try to build wealth, generational wealth, you have to understand about, return on investment. And we know the banks aren't giving you a lot of return on your investment to store your money. But just think about if you invest in some of these funds that's tied to some of these major markets like the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq, you can see a much bigger return on your investment, right? And you'll see that shortly, right? Let's look at the Nasdaq performance over the last 6 months, 7%. Go check out and see what you're getting on your savings right now for the last 6 months. And it probably won't be close to 8%. Year-to-date return for the Nasdaq, 18%, right? Up 2,300. Yearly return on the Nasdaq, 30%. And over 5 years, I'm sure it's going to be crazy, right? 185% return on the Nasdaq, right? And you can go through each one, the S&P as well. Year-to-date return on the S&P, 21%, right? Over the last year, 30%. 5-year return on the S&P is 109%. So just think if you have funds invested, an ETF that follows the S&P, what type of return that you can get on that investment, besides just sticking your money in a savings account where you're not really getting any return on your investment. So just something to think about. There's many funds out there that follow the S&P. There's many funds out there that follow the Nasdaq. I'm invested in regards to the S&P. I'm investing in VOO, which is a Vanguard fund that follows the S&P. Nasdaq. Oh, going back to the S&P, the main one is a SPY, right? Somewhat SPY. But I'm invested in VOO. In regards to Nasdaq, you have Triple Q. I'm actually invested in Triple QM, which also follows the Nasdaq. So yeah, man, just think about some funds that may follow the S&P or the Nasdaq. I'm not a financial advisor, but hey, you see the type of returns that you can get over time. So this is something to think about as an investor, instead of just putting your money and letting it sit in savings. So yeah, you see the returns on the market today, pretty solid day, especially if you invested in the Nasdaq. Let's look at some of my favorite stocks, because when I know that the Nasdaq is up, some of my favorites are probably going to follow in that direction. So let's take a look at a few. Amazon, first and foremost. Let's see what it did today. Amazon up 37 today, up 1%. That's good for the portfolio. Let's see about Google here. And you see that Google, which is referred to as the alphabet on the market, it actually has two symbols. You can invest in either GOOG or GOOGL. I'm in GOOG. We're up 25 points today, almost 1%, but I'll take that. That's going to look good in the portfolio. Let's see another one of my favorites here. Good old Tesla. Tesla had a real good day when I was looking at it earlier, up 3% today, finished up 27 points. Not bad at all. Let's see here. And you see, like I said, the primary exchange, Nasdaq. We saw that the Nasdaq was green, so you're going to see a lot of those growth in tech stocks, things of that nature follow along the Nasdaq. It's not always the case, but more than likely, that's usually how it goes. Plus, we got earnings seasons coming up, so a lot of these companies tend to run up before earnings. So that's another good thing, and something else to think about as an investor as well. You should know when your earnings seasons come up after every quarter. The quarter ended on September 30th. So a lot of these companies report their earnings. You get to see what how the company was doing over the last quarter. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at old Facebook. Facebook has been taking a beating over the last couple of weeks, but I think they're starting to recover. I am an investor in Facebook. Oh, wow, up 3% today, up 10. So yeah, it's starting to come back around. A lot of seasoned investors looked at the recent pullback of Facebook as a chance to buy in at a good price. We talk about buy low, sell high, or looking for some good entry points. I think Facebook has some good entry points. It still does. I think they have a lot of room to grow, and so yeah, I think they're going to be recovering for quite some time. But I'm way up on Facebook. I've held it for a couple of years. Let's just look at some of the returns on Facebook, even with the recent pullback. Right? Let's look at the year-to-date return on Facebook. Still up 24% on the year. Over the last year, 28%. And Facebook performed over the last 5 years, 153%. I mean, what else is there to say? Shown to be a strong company over time, and I think it's still going to continue to, that rise. You see the chart here, steady increase over time. So recent pullback, but for the most part, you see the way it is heading. So let's take a look at a couple of stocks I talked about the other day, NVIDIA, just to see how it performed today. As you can see down here, primary exchange is NASDAQ. You see that the NASDAQ was up today. You're going to see that also reflect in some of the stocks that trade on the NASDAQ, right? So up 1% today, pretty good. We'll take that. Recently bought into NVIDIA, going to be holding it for quite some time. So any good days, I'll take that. Square. You see Square up 1% today. Not bad. I like to look into, my portfolio. I do check my whole portfolio every day, actually, and throughout the day, just to see how it's doing. I mean, I guess I'm kind of obsessed like that with my investments. So, don't judge me. AMD is up 3% today. A good day. AMD was down the last couple of weeks, but it's starting to pull its way back. You see it's gotten up, been as low as 72.50 over the last year. High is 122.49. So I think it's starting to make its way back. I think it's going to blow past that 122 eventually. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on AMD as I'm, invested in it as well. SoFi Technologies, like I said, I recently opened up a position. I talked about this on my previous video. And up 7% today. Great day. I'm super excited about this position, and I'm going to be keeping this, for some years. I think this has a lot of potential here, and I'm anxious to see how it's going to perform over the next few years. So, yeah, man, those are some of my favorite stocks, some of my favorite tech stocks, growth stock, Nasdaq. You see, like I say, when the Nasdaq is up, man, I know it's going to be a great day in the portfolio. But look, today's video, I want to talk about two stocks, two companies that you heard about or you hear about probably daily. And like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are for informational purposes, educational purposes only. However, if you are starting a portfolio, right, and you're looking for two stocks or what stocks to purchase first, right, you have to have these stocks in your portfolio for the long term, right? You have to have them in your portfolio for the long term. And the first stock I'm talking about is Microsoft, right? One of the all-time great companies. Oh, MSFT. Let's pull that Microsoft. If you're confused about what to buy or what stocks, I don't know what to buy, Microsoft is a must-have in your portfolio. I definitely have it in mind. My son actually has Microsoft as well. I'm trying to increase his shares as well over time. Currently trading at 307, up 1% today. But let's just look at how Microsoft has performed, right? Even over the last 5 days, we're going to go into every tab on this just so you can see. Up 4%, had a pullback a couple of weeks ago as the market was kind of down. So it's roaring back though, because it's Microsoft. It's one of the all-time great companies. One of the stocks I feel like you should definitely have in your portfolio long-term for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? Over the last month, up 4%. Now the numbers are going to start kind of blowing your way, right? Over the last 6 months, up 18%. Remember I talked about your saving account and the returns you're making on your savings account. I'm pretty sure it's not 18%. Year to date, Microsoft is up 41%, 89 points, 41%. Over the last year, up 43%. So just think if you had invested in Microsoft this time last year, what your return on your investment would be. Last 5 years, up 415%. I mean, it's really nothing else to explain after that. Like you see the rise in Microsoft. I don't see it coming down anytime soon. One of my favorite stocks. I want to keep investing in this position probably for the rest of my life, honestly. This is one of those can't miss positions. So I'm not a financial advisor, but Microsoft is a definite home run stock. If you ever have any doubts on what to buy, what to invest your money in, Microsoft is the way to go. And the second one that you can't miss stock is, of course, the legendary Apple. How you can have I don't have an iPhone, but I have plenty of Apple stock, definitely. And it's only traded at $146. I think it's still a steal right now. They had a stock split, I believe, last year, which brought the price down. I mean, man, you should be investing in Apple. I don't know what else to tell you about that. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is one of those can't miss. Microsoft and Apple. Those are home runs. Those are probably the two best companies you can invest in over the long term. Over the last 5 days, we're looking at a 2% increase. Over the last month, up 2%. Let's see what's going on in the last 6 months. 8%. Year to date, up 13%. Even after a recent pullback. Over the last year, we're up 26%. And let's see, watch this. Over the last 5 years, we're up 402%. And I've owned Apple for probably the last 4 years, I know, probably 4 or 5 years. So I can attest to that growth as far as the Apple stock. And, I continue to add to my shares. This is one that's, I'm not selling anytime soon. So yeah, if you're looking to invest, Apple and Microsoft are two can't miss stocks that you should be invested in. I think every portfolio should have Apple and Microsoft in it. That should be your starting point of building your portfolio and creating that long-term wealth for years to come and possibly generations to come. So yeah, man, Apple, Microsoft, let's get those in your portfolio. That's all I have for today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will talk to you guys later. I am out.